I'm not a huge fan of various footwork drills that you see on social media and online these days. Things like ladders, stepping over cones, really low level hops. It could have value in certain populations for certain players, junior players in development settings, as a really early type of exposure to training. But at a certain point, they're not going to give you what you're after. And that's an increase in performance, an increase in various outputs. Why is that the case? It's because the stimulus is just too low. If the stimulus is low, we're not going to adapt. At a certain point, the stimulus needs to be greater and greater for the body to adapt to it, to have some sort of effect. We need a stimulus that's high enough. This goes back to basic principles. For example, we know that if we provide the body with a stimulus that it's not used to, it's going to incur fatigue. Over time, though, it's going to adapt to that stimulus, and the outputs that it can elicit will be higher. And with a lot of different footwork drills or low-level drills that you see online, it looks like it's just making players tired. The dosage is simply not high enough to overload the body in any significant way. The alternative is perform tasks that overload the body, so high effort jumps, maximum reactive hurdles, sprint training, and different types of weight training. So for example, if we look at Olympic lifts or strength training, these are modalities that we can overload. The dosages can be very high. Because the dosages are very high and we can overload them for weeks and months and even years on end, we're able to continuously provide a stimulus to the body that it needs to adapt to. This increases various outputs because we're going to build more muscle mass. We're going to improve our neural system. So the ability to recruit muscle fibers, the ability to send faster signals. So if we want to improve our ability to change direction or have a more reactive split step, we won't do that with low-level footwork drills. The stimulus needs to be really high so that now our nervous system, our tissues, our body can produce outputs that are higher. And the same is true with sprint training. You could do overload sprints or hill sprints, but for the most part, it's that sprinting requires high levels of force at higher rates. Because of this, each time that you are sprinting, you're producing these high forces and doing so really fast. Over time, the body adapts. It adapts by allowing you to sprint faster. Your speed increases, your acceleration increases. This produces an inherently larger stimulus each time. There's a ceiling to all these things, of course, but the ceiling is much higher than it is compared to low-level footwork drills. That's my little rant this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and follow if you found value in this, and we'll see you next time.